Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility is the review show that we do here on the channel where we take a look at some of the cool new albums coming out across all the genres we cover here on SOT. Today, we're going to take a look at the fifth studio album, long awaited, from Pink Floyd guitar legend David Gilmour. Of course, it's Luck and Strange is the name of the album. It's out on Sony Music. Let's take a look at the Digipack release here. There's David, looking a little older there, but still just as talented as ever, right? Then we got the CD is housed inside there. Now let's take a look at the booklet. Of course, there he is on the cover. Album is co-written by him and his wife, Polly Sampson. She writes all the lyrics. He does all the music. There's David once again. Full lyrics, as well as credits on who plays what. And just a quick look, and here's his wife right there. There we go. So we've got on this album a whole host of players across the record. What's really cool is that we've got some of the last, I don't know if it's last recorded work, but certainly some leftover keyboard work from Richard Wright from before he passed away a number of years ago. So Gilmour, of course, on all guitars, lead and backing vocals. He plays some electric piano, Hammond organ, other assorted things on here. You got Romani Gilmour, of course, his daughter, lead vocals, backing vocals on a couple tracks. Gabriel Gilmour, son, also some backing vocals. Rob Gentry, keyboards and synthesizers. Roger Eno, piano on a couple tracks. Guy Pratt, bass guitar. Adam Betts, percussion, drums. Steve DeStanislow on drums. Steve Gadd, the legendary Steve Gadd, drums on a couple tracks. Tom Herbert, bass. Edmund Aldhus, organist and director of the Ely Cathedral, music at Ely Cathedral. You got choirs and orchestras. There's a lot going on this album. And I think, ultimately it lives up to a David Gilmour solo album. And for those of you who have been waiting with bated breath for this, I think you'll be fairly happy with what you get. So it's funny. It's one of those albums where, they release like a couple of pre-release singles. And I tend to try not to focus too much on that stuff. But and in this case, I didn't listen to any of them. Sometimes I'll listen to one or two, maybe one, sometimes none. I purposely wanted to stay away from the pre-release songs here because I wanted to hear the whole thing start to finish. And that's it's best taken that way. So it starts off with Black Cat. And the regular album is roughly about 42 minutes long, 43 minutes long. If you get the CD, you get 2 bonus tracks. I'll talk about them at the end. So Black Cat is a brief little instrumental. It starts off the album. Then it goes into the Luck and Strange title track, which is really, 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 really good. I'm sitting there listening to this, and it's one of the lengthier tracks on here. It's just under 7 minutes long. And it to me, my first impression was that, wow, this could have been a track from Animals. It's got that feel. The keyboards, right? You got Richard Wright, I believe, plays on this one. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so you got Gilmour on guitars and vocals, Romani on backing vocals, and you got Richard Wright on electric piano and Hammond, Rob Gentry, Guy Pratt, Steve DeStanislow, and Adam Betts filling out the lineup there. You can't not hear those electric piano tones and thinking Richard Wright, Pink Floyd's Animals album. It just totally sounds from that era. And then when Gilmour comes in with the guitar soloing, it just sounds like vintage Floyd. It's just so good. Again, it's laid back though. There's nothing really overly up-tempo on this album, but that's okay for the most part. But Luck and Strange, really, really good song. Then you got The Piper's Call, which is the next track. That's over 5 minutes long. That's also really good too. There's a really cool Pink Floyd vibe, maybe even Gilmour's early solo albums, like maybe the first solo album. Really good. That's probably the most rockin' song on the album, even though there's not a lot of big rock songs on here. That's really good. Then you got A Single Spark. That's kind of a nice tune. I kind of dig that. And that, hold on a second, that's got David on lead vocals. Basically the same players on here. It's kind of mellow, though. It's kind of laid back. And then you've got the little instrumental Vita Brevis, which features his daughter on harp and him on slide guitar. That's nice, but it's so brief. And then they do a cover of a song which I've never heard before. The song is called Between 2 Points. Romani sings lead vocals on that. Pretty nice. She's got a good voice. Just got this haunting kind of like pop vibe going on. Very enchanting type thing. I like it. Like I said, I've never heard the original, written by Roger Quigley and Mark Tranmere, those guys who wrote the original song. And yeah, it's pretty good. Right? It's pretty mellow, but pretty good. Then Dark and Velvet Nights comes up next. That's also kind of mellow, but, you know, nice song, I think. Pretty decent. Some little bit of Pink Floyd vibes going on that one. And then the last 2 tracks, I think, are really good as well. You got Sings. That's a very kind of emotional, somewhat dramatic song. Nice instrumentation. And then Scattered finishes it all off. And really good vocal melodies on Sings, I think. And then Scattered finishes it all off. And that's a really interesting track. You got some cool kind of Echoes era Pink Floyd. I guess it's piano going through a Leslie, right? It's got that kind of haunting, like, piano sound to it. Very, very cool. You get a nice acoustic guitar solo from David, and then he launches into an electric guitar solo, which is the guitar solo of the album. And man, I wish it was longer. Kind of, he goes from the acoustic solo to the electric, takes you out to the end of the song, and you almost don't want him to stop. And he's like approaching kind of Comfortably Numb type of tones on this. Really, really good. And the song itself is, just a bit 7.5 minutes long. Really, really cool. Again, almost to me like the bookend tracks. You know, forget Black Cat, the brief little instrumental. For me, it's like Luck and Strange and Scattered are the 2 best tracks on here. But I think the Piper's Call is pretty tremendous, and I like the... really, there's no bad songs on here. It's just some of it's just really mellow, but it's kind of like mellow, dreamy. You kind of expect that from David, right? And if you're a Floyd fan, you know what that's all about. As far as the last 2 tracks, the bonus tracks, you got Yes, I Have Ghosts, which Romani appears on as well. That's kind of folky, mellow. I probably like that the least out of anything on here. But then you have the original barn jam of Luck and Strange, the title track, which is over 12 minutes long, and that's basically, and I'm assuming that was all recorded. It's a jam, so that was probably recorded back when Richard Wright was still alive. And there you got basically just, you know, him and Gilmour and a couple other dudes just going through that track, and there's lots of cool, tasty electric piano solos and guitar solos, and it basically, if you like the Luck and Strange track on its own, it's just the original jam, no singing, just all instrumental. And again, if you're someone like me who maybe was hoping for a little more guitar on this album, you get it with that barn jam of the title track. So overall, from like a guitar perspective, there are some good guitar solos on here. I don't feel there's enough of them, but the songs are good. They're kind of dreamy. They're what you'd expect from someone from Pink Floyd, and certainly from David Gilmour. So I find the more I listen to this, the more I like it. First, I was a little underwhelmed, but with repeated spins, it just keeps getting better and better and better. And it's David Gilmour, for crying out loud, right? But yeah, for me, right off the bat, I'm going to recommend the songs Luck and Strange, The Piper's Call, and Scattered. Those are easily my 3 favorites, but there's lots to love in the other ones too. Sings, I think, is really good. A Single Spark, and the cover of Between 2 Points, pretty cool. Dark and Velvet Nights, also really, really good as well. So, yeah, there's nothing bad on here. It's all actually pretty good. Gets better with repeat spins. So I'm going to give this an easy 4 out of 5. You know, again, a couple of songs are so good, I almost want to give it a 4.5. It's maybe not yet a classic Gilmour album, but it's pretty damn good. And you know me, 4 out of 5 star means it's a damn good album. So, yeah, let us know what you think of Luck and Strange down in the comments below. Will it be the last solo album from David Gilmour? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Perhaps, perhaps not. But it was worth the wait. Really good. With repeated spins, even more enjoyable. So let us know what you think down in the comments below, and see you next time. Visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together. All the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, get the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and channel memberships, all available. Thank you all for your support. Greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. It's all about David Gilmour, Luck and Strange. See you soon. Bye-bye.